All right, so what if I told you that one of the most innovative AI companies in the entire world, well, they sell family sedans? Yeah, you've probably heard of Xpeng as a Chinese electric car maker, right? But their real product, it isn't what you see on the road. So today, we're going to break down the AI company that just happens to sell cars. Look, this is probably the single most important idea you need to get about Xpeng. They don't think of themselves as building a better car. Not at all. They see themselves as putting an AI brain on wheels. Because if you just think of them as a car company, all the stuff we're about to talk about, flying vehicles, humanoid robots, it's going to seem completely random, totally out of left field. But the moment you see them as an AI company, suddenly it all clicks into place. And, to really see why, you just have to look at what they unveiled at the recent AI Day. And I'm not talking about new paint colors or better cup holders. No way. What Xpeng showed off, honestly, it looked like it was ripped straight out of a sci-fi movie.
I mean, just look at the sheer ambition here. A modular flying car that literally deploys from a truck, a humanoid robot that they're building for mass production, and a fully autonomous robotaxi service. Come on, this is not the roadmap of a car company. This is the playbook of some futuristic tech giant.
So naturally, this leads to the big question, right? How on earth is a company that just delivered its first car back in 2018 suddenly developing some of the most advanced tech on the entire planet? Well, the answer isn't found in a factory. It's actually baked right into the company's DNA. See, Xpeng wasn't born from the traditional auto world. Nope, it was born from the internet. The key figure here, the one you really need to know about, is He Xiaopeng. Now, before all this, he co-founded a mobile internet company, sold it to Alibaba for billions. Yeah, that kind of success. So when he took over as CEO at Xpeng, he brought that tech CEO mindset with him, not the mindset of a car executive. And that meant, right from their very first car, the G3, those advanced autonomous features, they weren't some optional extra. They were the entire point. And this quote from him really says it all. The car isn't just a hunk of metal to get you from point A to point B. It's a platform for a software-driven experience, one that's always evolving, always getting better, long after it rolls off the assembly line. And this creates a completely different way of doing things. I mean, think about it. Traditional car companies, they work in these long, slow 5 to 7 year hardware cycles. Xpeng, they operate like a software company. They're pushing out new features and improvements all the time through over-the-air updates. They're constantly iterating, and the tech always comes first. So what's at the absolute heart of all that technology? What's the real engine driving this whole company? It's their full-stack, in-house artificial intelligence. This, right here, is their secret weapon. You can actually see their path of innovation pretty clearly. They started out with Xpilot, which was a really sophisticated driver assist system. Okay, cool. Then came XNGP, and this was a huge leap forward because it didn't need pre-made HD maps to get around anymore. And now they're at VLA 2.0, an AI that basically learns to drive just by watching, turning what it sees directly into action. Kind of like how we do. Now, to power an AI like that, you need an absolutely insane amount of computing power. So Xpeng didn't just go buy a chip off the shelf. No, they built their own. It's called the Turing chip. And get this, it can perform 2,250 trillion operations per second. I know, that's a mind-boggling number. So what does that even mean in the real world? Well, to put it in perspective, Xpeng's Turing chip is playing in a completely different league than its competitors. We're talking 3, 5, maybe even 10 times more powerful than the chips you'd find in other smart cars. It's like everyone else brought a go-kart to a Formula One race. This is the raw power that makes their entire AI vision even possible. And look, if you're thinking, okay, that sounds great, but it's probably just marketing hype. Well, here's the ultimate proof. Volkswagen. Yes, that Volkswagen, one of the biggest automakers on the planet, invested $700 million and is now licensing Xpeng's AI and their chips for its own cars in China. Just let that sink in for a second. A legacy giant is paying the new kid on the block for their tech. Okay, so Xpeng clearly has this incredible tech advantage. But the big question is anyone actually buying the cars? I mean, is all this AI leadership actually translating into real-world success? The answer is a huge, resounding yes. In just the first 10 months of 2025,
Xpeng's deliveries shot up by a staggering 190% year over year. That's not just growth, people. That is an absolute explosion in demand. They've already blasted past their sales target for the whole year, and there were still months left to go. So, what's driving this crazy explosion? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is one specific car, the Mona Mo3. In October of 2025, this one single model made up almost 40% of the company's total sales. That's a massive hit. So, what's its secret? The secret is actually pretty simple. It's the price. The Mona Mo3 gives you a stylish, high-tech EV packed with advanced autonomous features for about half the price of a Tesla Model 3 in China. Xpeng somehow managed to wrap up all its cutting-edge AI into a car for the average person. And man, it is working like a charm. And this is where it all comes full circle. This massive success in the market, built on top of that incredible AI foundation, that's what pays for the crazy futuristic vision we saw at the beginning. The flying cars, the robots, see? It's all connected. Because the company's real goal, their end game, isn't just to sell more cars. It's to perfect this concept they call embodied intelligence. The big idea is to build one super powerful central AI brain and then be able to put that brain into any physical body that needs to move around in the real world. This right here, this is the core of their entire grand vision. The cars, the robots, the flying vehicles, they're not separate projects. They are just different bodies for the very same AI brain. The intelligence that learns how to drive through a busy city street is the exact same intelligence that will guide a robot around a factory or pilot a flying car through the sky. One brain, many bodies. And that leaves us with a really fascinating final question, doesn't it? Xpeng is betting their entire company on this one big idea, that the winner in the next era of mobility won't be the company that builds the best car, but the one that builds the best AI brain. And if they're right, well, the future of how we all get around might look very, very different and a lot sooner than we think.